Today we are going to revise the lesson We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together, written by Gordon Cook and Ellen East. In this story, there are four main characters. That is, there is one, a 37-year-old businessman, his wife Mary, son Jonathan, aged 6, and daughter Susan, aged 7. So, this narrator's family is a descendant of Captain James Cook, whose round the world wages are popular in the history. So, this is an adventure story which accounts the sea voyage of this family. Actually, this businessman, that is 37-year-old main narrator, he had a dream to go round the world, which was done 200 years ago by Captain James Cook. In order to fulfill their dream, narrator and his wife spent 16 years in making their seafaring skills better. So they started their journey in July 1976 from Plymouth, England, in a professionally built boat, Wave Walker, which was 23-meter, 30-ton wooden hulled beauty. It was tested in the roughest of waters for months, and the first leg of the journey, it passed pleasantly. As they sailed down the west coast of Africa to Cape Town, they took two crewmen, Larry Vigil, who was American, and Herb Sizzler, the Swiss, just to help them in the roughest weather. On the second day out of Cape Town, they encountered strong winds for the next few weeks. The size of the waves rose as high as their main mast, which was the cause of worry. On December 25, they reached 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town. Despite the bad weather, they celebrated Christmas in high spirits. On January 2, the waves became gigantic, huge one, and they saw enormous sea rolling towards them. They dropped the storm ship, and they also double lashed everything. Actually, they had to fight against this storm. So they double lashed everything and went through the life raft drills. They attached lifelines, donned skins and life jackets. And suddenly at 6 p.m., see what happens. There was a complete silence. The wind dropped, sky became dark, and the author saw a vertical huge wave which was double the height of other waves. A tremendous explosion shook the deck, and captain's head smashed into the wheel, and he flew overboard and sank below the waves. So, he lost consciousness and waited for death to approach. But suddenly, luckily, his head popped out of water. A few meters away, he saw Wave Walker just sinking. But masts that till that time had become horizontal, and just then a wave came and it hurled the Wave Walker upright. Captain luckily grabbed the guardrails and sailed through the air into Wave Walker main boom, that is main cabin, and his left ribs had got cracked, and his mouth was filled with blood and teeth had broken. But he didn't lose courage and found the wheel lined up the stern for the next wave, and he knew that there was water everywhere, but he did not leave the wheel. Crewman Larry and Herb they pumped out the water, and Captain half swam, half crawled to the children's cabin to know about their well being. And after inquiry, when he returned back on deck with hammer, screws, and canvas to make some repairs to save the ship, so he managed to stretch canvas and secure waterproof hatch covers across gaping holes. Water was now deflected over the side. Another problem arose, when the hand pump it started to block with debris, and the electric pump that got also short circuited. And that time Captain connected another electric pump to an outpipe, and they were not getting replies from the mayday calls. And his daughter Sue, she was also badly injured, but she did not bother her father. So then on January 3, what we see? So by the morning on January 3, conditions were under control, but there was still some leakage. Bones, main rib frames, they were almost broken. Wave Walker would not hold together long enough to reach, and the auxiliary engine also had failed. And on January 4, after 36 hours of continuous pumping, there was only a few centimeters of water left. Now the crew had to maintain pace with the water still coming, and they could not set sail on my main mast to avoid any further risk. So they headed towards in the direction of the two islands. Black clouds, again began to build up, all desperate situation. Captain's son, Jonathan, showed courage by saying, "We are not afraid to die if we can all be together." And dawn of the January 5, they saw the desperate situation. But Jonathan, as he said, they were not afraid of dying, he showed courage. And the captain gained all his courage, and with determination, he left the cabin to fight the sea. And Wave Walker rode out the storm and wind east. Captain tried to read out the sextant, which is used for measuring angular movement. He worked on wind speeds, changes of course, drift, and current to calculate their position. He found that they had lost their main compass, and he was using the spare one, which was not correct for magnetic variations. And at around 2 pm, he asked Larry to steer a course of 185 degrees and dozed off. He just slept. And when he woke up at 6 pm, you know what happened? So his son John and daughter Sue, they appeared and hugged him, calling him the best daddy and the best captain, as they had found the island. So they reached the shore of Isle Amsterdam with courage, determination, and togetherness. They came out of the ordeal. So you see, in this story, we get this message of courage, determination, and togetherness. With these things, we can handle any situation, as we find in this story.